Welcome to the US-Mexico border. Every year, narcotics worth billions of dollars are smuggled by drug mules through this gateway to the rest of America. And millions of Mexican immigrants enter the United States illegally in search of a better life. We have unique access to Arizona's elite police units,
Sheriff's Office,
who have the most dangerous job in the battle to protect America's frontier. Tonight, hitting the drug mules smuggling marijuana across the border.
And I have a bailout.
A sting to catch drug dealers in Phoenix.
get down the ground!
And uncovering the full extent of the immigration problem.
Come to the front door with your hands clearly visible!
It's an epidemic. It's extremely, extremely busy. It's out of control.
Phoenix, a city battling drug gangs and people smugglers. It's the capital of Arizona, a state situated on the border with Mexico. Every year, Mexican gangsters smuggle thousands of people over the border and through the state in cars known as load vehicles. To battle this flood of illegal immigrants, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office have set up the Human Smuggling Unit. In the past 3 years, the unit has arrested almost 3,500 illegals.
Here's the deal, guys. We're gonna go back out and hit the road and try to get 20, 30 bodies in custody like we usually do.
The 24-man HSU squad is led by Lieutenant Joe Souza.
Got anything, Lieutenant?
Hey, real quick, guys. Outstanding job last week. One of the British SAS's favorite quotes is, "For evil succeed, all it takes is good men do nothing." That's one of my favorite quotes, because you got to do something. You got to keep doing it. We keep the balance. Although they keep letting people out, we keep chipping away, and we kind of keep that balance between evil and good.
The team head off for the first job of the day. One of Joe's deputies has just arrested a coyote, the HSU term for a human smuggler, who's given the location of where a number of illegal immigrants are being held. These properties are known in the trade as drop houses.
Think of a drop house as the bus station. The way it works is that folks come in from south of the border, they bring them into Phoenix. They're held there until other coyotes show up to take them to their next destination, whether that be California, Chicago, New York. Not as violent drop houses. Now, what we categorize as a violent drop house, now people are being held against their will, and they're not letting them go. We've seen the level of violence from people being raped, being tased. We've even done drop houses where we found people stripped down naked and shot and stuffed in the closet. Extremely violent.
Lieutenant Souza and 4 deputies arrive at the suspected drop house on the west side of Phoenix. All they know is that there are 3 men in the house. They could be armed and dangerous. Using a key taken from the coyote arrested earlier, they open the front door.
Sheriff's Office!
Policía! Oficina del sheriff, salgan fuera con las manos! Policía! Oficina del sheriff, salgan fuera con las manos!
Give us, block us, right. Shield us, ready?
With no response from inside,
Get real low, man.
Joe must use his team to cover him as he clears each room.
I got it, Pete. Carlos, right here, that's yours, Carlos.
Okay.
I'm gonna block, you take the bed, clear the bed. I'm gonna lean in, check this door, cover long, okay?
The first 2 rooms are clear, so they move to the back of the apartment.
Sal con las manos para afuera!
All right, I got one. Carlos, you stay with me. Have somebody debrief. Carlos, stay long, bring him past me.
With 1 suspect in custody, they smash the front window to give themselves better eyes into the house.
All right, here I go. Dump into that room, get quick so my back ain't exposed. Good job.
3 more suspects are quickly discovered.
Look under everything.
¿Están seguros que nadie más está ahí adentro, verdad?
No. You reporting for what you call?
He's saying it's clear.
The raid complete, Joe's team have found 4 people in hiding.
I can see the inherent dangers of this job. We've made the entry, we've cleared the house. But as you can see in plain sight, the butt of a 1911 sticking out of the corner of the bed right there. And these are the dangers we deal with. We can do this 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, non-stop. Some houses, 30 people in the house, some houses 4, some houses 5. It's just a non-stop process, and we come back to my favorite word, epidemic proportion.
The arrested men said they came to the US to seek a better life.
Sí, porque allá ganamos bien poquito.
Okay. ¿Es duro para
Sí,
vivir?
bien
Okay.
duro.
La misma cuenta de todos.
Sí, sí, de todo.
Okay.
Allá porque...
¿Necesitan médico o no? ¿Están bien todos?
Sí, también todo.
Okay, me alegro.
Sí, todo.
Okay.
All 4 men were deported back to Mexico for illegally entering the country.
If you really think about it, this is my opinion. It's basically the dream. Everybody wants to be able to make money, support their families. You know, it's kind of like they used to call the American dream. But from a law enforcement perspective, I can't let that deter what I do. There's a high criminal element, a ruthless criminal element coming here that has no conscience about the crimes they commit.
The main entry point into Arizona for immigrants is 180 miles south of Phoenix at the border town of Nogales. A 15-foot high fence running the width of Nogales is all that separates the American town from Mexico. The local police department is on the front line in the war against humans being smuggled across the border.
Right now we're on International Street. It's called International because it's along the border. This is the US, the United States, and that it's Mexico.
They fight a daily battle with scouts running the trafficking operations for the Mexican drug mafias.
If you can see across the street into Mexico, the subject standing right there that's looking to us, he's one of the scouts. When we first got here, they were standing in front of the vehicles. As soon as they saw the camera, everybody started walking behind the vehicles, covering their faces and things like that. They're pretty much the people that tell the illegal immigrants how to enter into the US, how to do it. Either they jump through this part of the fence right here, they use the retention poles, they use them to slide down the fence.
If the immigrants make it over the fence, they head straight to derelict houses at the end of the street. Every day, the Nogales PD patrols the streets looking for people illegally entering the US.
This is evidence of human trafficking. Water bottles and some sandals in there that have been left behind. They'll come across and hide out here for a while until it's clear, till they don't see either Border Patrol or local law enforcement, and they're able to move up from here. And you'll run into areas like this all over town.
Officer Basilio Angulo and his colleagues search a nearby property, a known stash house.
Police department! Probably belonging to a child. It is sad, especially when you think about the conditions that these children are put through. The weather, the rain, the extreme heat on the desert, traveling with little or no water. It's very hard for them to make the journey.
Illegal immigrants are not the only contraband the Nogales PD tried to intercept. That evening, Officer Amador Vasquez has received a tip-off that marijuana is being smuggled north out of the town in a white vehicle.
Okay, heads up. Vehicle, Victor's about to exit. Okay, vehicle just passed, 0 feet, just passing. Yeah, 21, I got his cell phone in.
And before I got him,
He catches up with the white saloon and signals him to pull over. The suspect refuses to comply.
T31, I'm gonna have a failure to yield. Vehicle going northbound. Okay, right Right now the vehicle's not stopping, so we're in pursuit of the vehicle.
The smuggler looks to escape Amador. A dangerous high-speed pursuit begins.
One vehicle just hit a pickup truck.
Coming up, Officer Vasquez tries to corner the vehicle, but will he be able to arrest the criminal and confiscate the drugs? On the border between Mexico and the US, a drug war is being fought every day. Nogales Police Department are chasing a suspected marijuana smuggler who failed to stop when ordered to. Officer Amador Vasquez is hot on his tail. Feeling the game is up, the suspect attempts to take a sharp right down a dirt track and almost crashes as he loses control of the car.
One is native, the driver still on flash accord. We don't flash accord. We're going now northbound on Coma Court. And I have a bailout.
Other armed suspects could be hiding in the car, so Amador checks the vehicle.
10-4, do you have a description of the subject on the runner?
10-4, he's wearing a gray shirt, blue pants. Right before Flesh Court, there's another street. A white Blazer just pulled over and picked up somebody.
It looks as if the drug smuggler is picked up by a white van on the other side of the ravine. Amador opens the trunk of the vehicle and finds 36 kilos of marijuana, worth about $40,000 in Phoenix.
We don't know if we have somebody arrested, but we're successful because we recovered the narcotics. As long as we have these things out of the street, that's a successful operation.
The hunt for the suspect steps up a gear. Trucks are pulled over on the highways. One is stopped with two people the police think could be the culprit. Amador arrives to ID them. Neither of the suspects are the men he's looking for. The drug trafficker has got away. But the Nogales PD has also pulled over a pickup containing 5 suspected illegal immigrants. Many feel they have no choice, but to risk arrest for personal matters, most people take for granted.
My dad got pretty sick 3 months ago. He had a heart attack. I got a call because my dad was pretty much dying at the hospital. So I had to make a right decision. And I choose to go see my dad for one last time. I wasn't gonna be able to fix any papers, so tried to do it this way.
Thank you.
With 5 illegals detained and $40,000 of marijuana seized, it's been a busy night for the Nogales PD. Before ending his shift, Amador takes the seized contraband back to the station. Once processed, these bales of marijuana are added to the already huge quantity of confiscated narcotics in a secure lockup known as a drug bin.
As we come in here, you can see that there's all different types of evidence. There is heroin, cocaine, China white. The marijuana that we have stored here in this drug bin is probably worth about $9 million or more. 90% of what's in here is marijuana, basically because Nogales, Arizona is one of the largest corridors in the United States for marijuana. This, for example, is a marijuana backpack. This weighs about 50 to 60 pounds. As you can see, there's all different types of straps that they use to carry it on their back like backpacks. These bundles of marijuana that are wrapped in foil with a red tape, these were being carried by an ultralight. Basically, an ultralight is a low-flying aircraft, like a hand glider, but it's got actually a motor on it. These actually fall on the ground. Just more marijuana. This is where we store it. All we have that really secures us from Mexico is a fence. They find a hole, make access into the United States, and they shove these through the hole into a vehicle. There's a lot more marijuana, but as you can see, we can't even walk in there.
As well as massive amounts of drugs, the police seize a lot of firepower.
The gun trade, I mean, it's huge. Anytime there's drugs, there's guns. This is like a $7,000 piece of equipment. It has El Campeón on top of it. That means the champion. Basically, this gun was made for a drug dealer.
Every month, the majority of these narcotics are destroyed. But some are used to catch drug dealers. Back in Phoenix, the Maricopa County SWAT unit are on their way to a drug sting in an abandoned warehouse, where they're using confiscated marijuana to tempt dealers into the open. This elite tactical team is used for high-risk operations that fall outside the abilities of regular officers. They must first check every square inch of the derelict building, so they have no surprises when the deal goes down.
What we're looking for right now is a place where we can draw our suspects in and at the same time have the takedown teams in a position where if they've got to come out, we're ready to go and we're right on top of them quick and fast.
I mean, we're going to have 2 eyes on top, and the assault team's going to have to be back here somewhere. This would probably be our best bet.
At this time, we don't know who we're dealing with, how many guys we're dealing with, so we just got to be prepared for anything. Nice. I think we could have 2 up here and 2 somewhere in the back. So if something does go down, all we gotta do is come out to that corner. Another 2 will be coming out of the back, maybe.
With their tactical positions sorted out, it's time to get the product into the warehouse.
Basically, there's 1,000 pounds of marijuana that we've seized on other deals. We use it again and again. We put it in the freezer and hang on to it, try to keep it fresh, and then use it for doing reversals and stuff where the bad guys will come try to buy it from us. They get smarter. We give them an education every time we pop them with something, so then they learn, oh, well, we won't do it that way anymore, and they have to come up with something new. So we got to be more creative, hence using a warehouse and stuff like that, trying to draw them out a little bit because they're nervous about meeting us in public. So if we can get them to come into here and get them to feel comfortable, this might work out well for us.
This half-ton of marijuana has a street value of $1,000 per kilo in Phoenix. But if a dealer takes it north, the whole batch could be worth as much as $5 million.
With drug dealers, a lot of these guys want to see the dope in hand. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to have the dope ready for them so they can see it, take a sample if they want. They can check it here. But it actually does it better for us where they can see the marijuana actually present, so it doesn't look like we're trying to rip them off or vice versa, so we actually look legit.
With the bait in place, an undercover narcotics detective puts in a call to the potential buyer.
Talk to me, what's the delay? And you sure they got the money? Because I cannot be waiting anymore. Imagine if I was just waiting for you to call it, I won't make any money.
I know.
I won't make any money. You know what? I'm gonna. Yeah, I should call my ex-wife. Maybe she'll lend me some money. I bet you she has more money than you guys.
Okay.
The drug dealer attempts to haggle, but the undercover plays hardball.
This is what's gonna happen. By 325, you say no. That's as low as I can go. You know what? I'm not gonna wait anymore. If they don't want to do it today, then we're just gonna wait till Tuesday. So okay, you got 20 minutes.
You can't try to push things that make you look like the police. So you got to tell them, hey, if you don't want it, fine, I got other buyers. You got to act like they do. If you don't, they know who you are. So it's trying to be as natural as possible, and if a deal's not going to go, don't push it. Let it go. We'll do it next day, you know. That's how it is.
The final tactical decision to be made is what happens if the deal turns bad.
Mike Garcia takes his hat off. If Gonzalez raises his hands, or you hear verbal, either one of them says, oh shit. Okay? You guys, if you guys see the visual, you need to get to us, tell us, move, move, move. Okay?
The first deal seems to hit a snag, so the undercover narc quickly tries to line up another of his contacts, a Jamaican drug dealer.
One source typically has many buyers, so they all come in at different times. You might go for a week or 2 without anybody needing anything, and then suddenly everybody needs something. Some days are good, some days are slow. It's like any other business.
I got you. No, so like, you want what you need? You only need 50? Just give me a few minutes. I'm gonna pass by. You can follow me. As soon as you follow me, but you sure you got the cash on you, right?
As we're waiting for one deal to go, we're gonna actually have a meet with the Jamaican drug dealer, show him a sample of the product. He's gonna show us the money. They're gonna come back here and we're gonna make the deal.
Coming up, with the drug dealer lured into their trap, will the team take him down and successfully complete another mission? Arizona is locked in a fierce battle with drug gangs. The Maricopa County SWAT unit are on a risky drug sting in an abandoned warehouse in Phoenix.
I mean, we're gonna have 2 eyes on top, and the assault team's gonna have to be back here somewhere.
They're using a half-ton batch of confiscated marijuana with a street value of $5 million to entice drug dealers into the warehouse. With the bait in place, an undercover narcotics detective calls his contacts to set up a buyer.
I got you. No, so like, you want what you need? You only need 50? Just give me a few minutes. I'm gonna pass by. You can follow me. As soon as you follow me, but you sure you got the cash on you, right?
With the deal confirmed, the mood turns serious.
Once this starts to go down, there's going to be a very loud noise that it's going to bang over there. It's going to hurt your ears. And there's going to be another bang right here. All right? And understand there's going to be people come from multiple directions. So just realize it's going to be very dynamic and very loud. Okay?
A 22-kilo bale of marijuana is loaded into the undercover's SUV to be taken to the buyer to test the quality.
Is this good stuff? That's the good stuff right there.
The pressure is now on to convince the Jamaican drug dealer that the deal is good. The SWAT team take their positions, ready to pounce as soon as the buyer comes into the warehouse.
Shouldn't take us long. It's getting dark.
The deputies are anxious for news and listening to the radio chatter of the meeting between the undercover cop and the buyer.
This is the communication on our UC and CI that are meeting with our bad guys right now. So we're hearing their meeting going on right now. What's going on? He's giving it to him right now. Let's see what they say. He's throwing it out there that, hey, let's break the ice today, do it the way we want to do it. And then on there, we can do however you want to do it.
The undercover convinces the Jamaican buyer to come back to the warehouse.
Okay, well, do your thing.
They're about a minute out.
Last-minute instructions are given.
Everybody stand by. We don't make any moves until the money's seen.
The lookouts give the arrest team the heads up that the buyer and his driver have arrived at the warehouse. They must wait for the signal that the buyer's taken place before making the arrest. If they move too soon, they could ruin the whole operation. Once the money's counted, the SWAT team has to move fast to make the arrest. Distraction devices explode to confuse the drug dealers. As the suspects try to escape, the undercover officers pretend to be arrested.
Where's the next one go?
White Taurus.
With the driver attempting to flee, the team chase after the buyer and take him down on the other side of the street.
One suspect got out of the vehicle and one stayed in the vehicle. We were obviously waiting for both to get out, but only one of them got out. He got about halfway. Our signal was given and we went. We placed a distraction device down, which obviously the suspect got scared and immediately ran out the door. As the arrest team came out of the hallway, we knew our suspects was going that way. We ended up taking one down just across the street. The driver of the suspect vehicle never got out and he ends up taking off. Well, we already had 2 assault teams ready to go outside who were able to take him into custody a couple blocks down the road.
The buyer and his driver were both charged with possession of marijuana, money laundering, and flight from a law enforcement officer. On the other side of Phoenix, the sheriff's human smuggling unit has received intelligence of a drop house in a middle-class residential neighborhood. A drop house is a property used to store people before being trafficked to cities further north in the USA. Some of the team move to the back of the property, ready to cut off any fleeing gang members. They hear shouting and run to secure the area. Suddenly, screaming is coming from inside. Without SWAT on hand, the team take emergency action.
Up high, Calvin, up high. Come to the front door with your hands clearly visible! Do it now!
By doing so, they take control of the situation, and slowly people are brought out of the house. HSU do not know who the people smugglers are amongst the occupants, and have to make sure no one leaves the scene. In total, 20 illegal immigrants are in the house. All were handed over to Immigration and Customs Enforcement and later deported. Since January 2009, HSU have arrested over 900 suspects. But as they are more successful, the human smugglers alter their methods.
3 years ago when we started doing this, a drop house was a typical, usually weeds in the yard, windows boarded up. But now they've caught on that those are indicators for us. So now they're actually renting nicer houses. They're picking up their weeds. They're taking their trash to dumpsters behind supermarkets. Why? Because 30, 40 people in the house, 50 people in the house makes a lot of trash. You take that out, it'll make the neighbors suspicious. We've done drop houses in the poorest neighborhoods. We've done drop houses in neighborhoods with $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 houses. So they constantly adapt to what we do. It's an epidemic. It's extremely, extremely busy. It's out of control.
This is not the end of the day for the HSU team. One of their traffic units has stopped a suspicious SUV on Interstate 17. The vehicle has 17 illegal immigrants squeezed into it.
Epidemic. It's an epidemic. Every time we've been out, we get a load vehicle, and we can keep getting them. Here we are again.
The coyote agrees to show Joe's team the drop house they were held in.
They already got one guy that's going to go point out the house. They're going to point out the house. At this point, we don't have exigency. We don't have violence. At least that they're not giving that information to us out here. So what they're going to do is they're going to point out the house. We're going to send a 5-man team to surround it. If we get any intel on guns, if we get any intel on violence, it'll automatically be a SWAT call up. And that's the kind of the game I always play, is I can't call them out on everything, but I won't hesitate to call them if we need them.
Joe decides to get his team into position immediately and drives towards a suspected address. The plan is to do a knock and talk, when officers literally knock on the door of the property and attempt to gain entry without a fight. Simple and direct, but often very dangerous.
Sheriff's Department. Abre la puerta. Abre la puerta. Oficina del sheriff.
Get runners in the back.
With no answer and screaming coming from inside, the team decide to enter the house immediately.
Guys over here. Manos arriba. Manos arriba. Manos arriba. Los de los cuartos salgan afuera. Uno por uno con las manos arriba.
If we have anybody detained, debrief.
Con las manos arriba. Manos arriba para acá. Ven para acá. Ven para acá. Los que sigan, cruza las manos. Cruza las manos arriba. Stop them right there. Hold them. Men.
See if they secure them good.
All these guys right here, get them up off their asses.
All in all, 19 people are slowly brought out of the house. But Joe fears that some armed smugglers are still hiding inside. With the perimeter secure, he calls in the SWAT unit. They arrive in the Bear, their tactical assault vehicle.
Once you're geared up, let's go ahead and stack up and we'll brief it and start moving.
After quickly getting their weapons ready, they waste no time entering the house. They move methodically through the rooms, leaving nothing to chance. No other people are found, but there is evidence of human smuggling.
Now we're going to go back to the tedious part of separating everybody and conducting interviews. Find out who's who, how much they've paid, where they've come from, and basically build a case for state human smuggling charges.
These guys have been fully searched. We're just securing them for a moment.
In total, 36 people were arrested during this shift, most admitting to having paid people smugglers between $1,200 and $3,000 to secure illegal entry into the United States. All were later deported back to Mexico. Coming up, the SWAT team joins forces with the FBI to take down the most notorious gang members in South Phoenix.
Come out now!
Dawn at the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office headquarters. The SWAT unit are prepping for their biggest day of the year. They're joining forces with the FBI on Operation Trident to take down dangerous street gangs in South Phoenix. Today, this elite unit, led by Sergeant Buddy Acratelli, will be serving an arrest warrant for the most deadly of these suspected gang members.
A couple of things I want to point out about this house and other houses that are going to be hit this morning. One, we need to make our announcements clear. Two, this knucklehead may think that he's got another rival gang member coming into his house, so be aware for that. Out of the 104 indictments and all the individuals that they talked about yesterday, they said that this individual that we're going after this morning would be the most likely one to fight.
The target has an extensive criminal history, from violent assault, possession of an illegal weapon, to dealing marijuana.
I'm going to turn it over to Damian Sanchez and Joaquin Enriquez. They're going to go ahead and do your tactical briefing for this morning.
I'm gonna start off with the stack. I got Sanchez on point, Fox on point cover, throwing a DD.
We're going to have to employ a few different tools to try to distract him until we get into the residence and get him in custody. So what we'll do is we'll try to confuse him as much as we can and take his attention away from that front door so the team can get inside. After you hear that DD go, start raking those windows.
It should be going off boom, 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 so he doesn't know where we're coming from.
DDs are distraction devices used to temporarily daze suspects. When they explode, the flash of light they produce makes vision impossible for up to 5 seconds. The entry team have to clean and reload their DDs before every op.
If they're not cleaned very well, then we could have an issue on a mission or something like that. As you can see, we've used quite a few within a week.
After last-minute checks on weapons and equipment, the team are ready to face their enemy.
This right here is my key to the city.
This mission is the culmination of 2.5 years of investigative work by the FBI. The SWAT will be right on the front line to arrest gang members accused of trafficking drugs from Mexico to cities like New York and Chicago.
It's a hard fight, and you're scraping away a little bit at a time, but I think we make a big difference. Mostly today's mission, we're taking out a lot of very violent people, not only on the hit we're doing, but on the hit that's being done simultaneously at other targets. So I think today will definitely make a difference.
All right, boys, 3 minutes out. Let's do what we do.
Another day in paradise.
The team enter a quiet residential street before everyone is woken up. The 15-strong elite team dismount and move quickly into position. The element of surprise is essential. After announcing their presence, the assault begins. With the breach team struggling to break down the fortified front door, they switch their focus to the back of the property.
Get that Avon out.
As they do this, they smash the windows and set off more distraction devices to keep the suspect confused.
We're working it. We are now tactical. We are now tactical. Slow down and work that door. Slow down and work it.
They prise open the back gate and then blast open the patio doors to enter the premises. Once inside the house, they discover the suspects hiding down the hallway.
Come to us! We're in the back room! Come towards me now! This is the sheriff's office! You're in the back room! Come out now! Show us your hands! Step out! Come on! Let's go! Come here! Come here! Come out!
First, a frightened and distressed girl appears. After she's quickly led away, the suspected gang member is taken down.
You stay still until I tell you to move. You understand me? You understand me? Stand up.
Stand up, man! Come on! Get up!
With the suspect in custody, the team continue down the hallway to clear the rest of the house and search for evidence. The suspected gang member comes surprisingly quietly.
We want to shut that person down mentally. That's part of the speed, surprise, and violence of action. We want to take his head out of the game so that he can't process information. When we go into a house with a suspect like that, that's our goal. We shut him down, there's no fight involved, and we make sure nobody gets injured. And that's what happened here this morning.
After his ordeal, the arrested gang member needs medical attention.
So it was just the stress of all this that caused your asthma?
The suspect is later charged with armed robbery, conspiracy to sell and transport drugs, money laundering, and 39 counts of using electronic communications for drug transactions. Today's operation of 14 search warrants across South Phoenix has put over 60 gang members behind bars, seizing 500 pounds of marijuana, 100 ecstasy pills, and nearly $250,000 in cash from drug proceeds.
The violence potential coming into this house is absolutely incredible. We train every day for this kind of stuff. We got into the house, we secured the suspects, they're safe, we're safe, and we're all going home. So the team feels good. It's mission accomplished.
Despite the success of Operation Trident, there seems to be no end in sight in the war against Mexican drug barons. The drugs and human smuggling rackets they run generate billions of dollars, and there's little evidence that a truce will be called soon. In the last year and a half, the sheriff's office has hit 8 violent drop houses where illegal immigrants have been held hostage, raped, and killed. Tonight, the team is called out to a drop house where they suspect ruthless coyotes are hiding illegals against their will. The team enter the house without encountering any resistance, but find evidence of the grim reality of the trafficking trade.
The interesting thing about this, in past drop houses, we found that these coyotes like to contact families and suggest, threat, and let them know that their family members are going to be hurt if the money that they want is not paid. Inside this house, we found a dummy that had a heavy coat on it, had a noose around its neck hanging from the ceiling. So I would say right off the bat what they're doing is they're probably filming this dummy from the backside to make it look like a human being, and they're sending pictures to the family members. So that's another new technique I'm sure they're using.
LT, can you get that attic cam?
Inside the house, they found 40 people hidden away.
How old is this girl here?
Mira, ¿cuántos años tienes?
12.
¿Cómo?
12.
12. ¿Y tú?
15.
15. ¿Y tú?
20.
20. ¿Y tú?
18.
18. She's 15, she's 12, she's 20, she's 18.
When you go into a house as a tactical team and you see, 35, 40 people laying on the ground with no shoes in very poor living conditions, you have to have emotions. We're all human, we have emotions, and it's disturbing, but we have a job to do, and the job at this point was to rescue all the victims inside.
This one needs to be by himself.
Among these people, they find one suspected coyote trying to blend in with the illegals. He's separated from the others. While searching at the back of the property, they find more evidence.
After coming through the backyard and securing the house, we started doing a perimeter search of any evidence outside this house. As we were looking through the back wall here, we found a 9mm Beretta handgun laying next to the wall. We believe that the coyotes that were in this house, they exited the back here, dumped the gun, jumped the fence to exit the scene altogether.
At the end of the operation, the victims are brought back to base to be processed. They are given food for the first time in days.
At the end of the processing, all these people will be turned over to the proper authorities, most likely Immigration and Customs. They'll be deported back to their country of origin. But unfortunately, this whole process is going to start again. A lot of these individuals we'll see again in the near future. They'll get back to their country of origin. They'll pay another individual to get them back here into the United States. So it's an endless cycle. It continues, it's ongoing. We'll be out there every day hitting these drop houses, and you'll probably see a lot of these individuals on film again in the near future.